It's certainly cliche at this point, but many of you probably in school had to read 1984, and there's that classic quote, "The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command." And that's what we're being told by the parties, definitely, but also by the media, which has entirely surrendered to Donald Trump, because the Wall Street Journal, okay, this is their editorial board. This isn't one person that came in to do an op-ed. This is their commentary board said, hey, you know the thing that Elon Musk did that we all know exactly what it is? No, it wasn't that. It was something else. Don't worry about it. Look the other way. Maybe there's something on Netflix or something. Don't worry about the fact that the richest man in the world, who has office space in the White House, is doing Nazi salutes. He said that the editorial board, that Elon Musk is a secret Nazi meme, a kooky accusation. Goes from social media to the press and Senate. It's a kooky. Oh, you guys, you're just such kooks for seeing a person do a Sieg Heil and then calling it that. Here's what they said. We're not gonna read the whole thing. Nobody should. Literally, why would you go to the Wall Street Journal? Prior to this, but also after it. What an object lesson in the laundering of a kooky online smear. Roll back the tape, and Mr. Musk is reacting to a roaring arena as he says the 2024 election really mattered, and his heart goes out to the crowd, which he didn't say until later on. He slaps his chest and waves an arm toward the audience. That's literally not what he did. The peanut gallery on social media went nuts, suggesting it was an intentional Nazi salute, which mainstream outlets then cited to justify covering the supposed controversy. There it is, the birth of a partisan talking point and the spreading of disinformation. He did a knife hand chop multiple times. And if you found yourself in the enthusiasm and exuberance of the moment, accidentally doing like the one thing you don't do with your arm, which is that, you would realize it and then apologize. Or if there was an uproar, you would make clear on, maybe one of the social media sites that you own. Oh my God, I can't believe that it looked like that. I would never intend to do that. That's not what it was. I hate that. I denounce Nazism. I denounce, I don't know, like German neo-Nazi parties or whatever. Obviously that would be a lie in his case, but he could try to say that. You would do all of those things. He didn't do any of that, because it was intentional. The reason that neo-Nazis on Twitter are so excited, so horny for Musk today and this week is because they know exactly what it is. But at the Wall Street Journal, you are a kook if you believe the evidence of your eyes. And not just them, you have the mainstream legacy media, Wall Street Journal, respectability, all of that. Joe Rogan also says it's a BS game of pretending everyone is Hitler. They're crying wolf. That's all they're doing, crying wolf. It doesn't look like anything to me. That's what we're being told, okay? Everyone has surrendered, everyone is in on it. The machine has consumed them all.
Yes. No, and because you have plausible deniability, and so long as you deny it, as we learned from how Republicans behave whenever they are plausibly accused of sexual assault, and I don't know, there are police reports and things like that, they just deny because they have absolutely no shame. And they relish in that. They relish in saying up is down and down is up, and 2 + 2 = 5. That's what they do. And the moment you like concede it, that to them looks like weakness. And I think beyond that, there is a handshake and a wink and a nod. And I think some people in the Trump orbit, they're like, no, I am, a white nationalist. And others are like, I don't know, I just hate trans people. Like everyone's there for different reasons. And so if you ultimately like admit that yes, this Nazi sympathizer who has shown so much sympathy to Nazi parties in the past did in fact do a Nazi salute, if you admit that, then all of the other things that you have to admit about the movement, even for the people who are in it, are too distasteful. It's like, no, even the people who voted, no, it was about the economy, it was about this other thing. No. It, at the heart of it, is about hatred, and it is about othering people. Look at the first, weeks. Look at the first days of the Trump presidency. It is about othering people and saying they're not human, they don't deserve equal protections or equal rights under the law.
100%. Yeah, all of these incredibly wealthy people. I know that like we're comparing Wall Street Journal and Joe Rogan. Well, both of them are they're filled with wealthy people. Joe Rogan's massively wealthy. Wall Street Journal is there to protect the wealthy. Joe Rogan shaves his head and he likes MMA. That doesn't mean he's the same as you and me. He's very wealthy. He's been wealthy for a very long time. He'll be wealthy for the rest of his life. He has much closer class connection to the elites running society than to you or I. And so they're all conspiring to tell you, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep and let it happen, honestly. Just let all of this happen. Don't use your eyes, don't use your ears. Certainly don't think about any of this. Just accept it. And while you're asleep or whatever, we'll give you, we'll destroy the trans community or something. We'll, wreck our economy to deport a bunch of immigrants. We'll give you that stuff that we've trained you to think is a suitable replacement for economic policies that acknowledge your actual life and struggle.
Oh, it's even less than that, John. We'll rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Yep. Yeah, your kids may not, be able to go to college or whatever. You may never own a home, but Gulf of America.
Gulf of America. Forget the fact that climate change and massive oil extraction has made decimated fishing communities in the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of America, baby. When you call it Gulf of America, suddenly the shrimp and the fish are like, oh my God, they shake off the oil spill and they're like, come get me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what happens when you just alpha it up a little bit.
Yeah, and look, at some point I understand people are gonna be tired of like the warnings and everything, but like we all have to be ready, okay? If any portals open up behind us, it's way less portals than you might have thought. And a lot of people that maybe you would have thought would be natural allies, it's not gonna happen, okay? They're arrayed against us, and we have to be clear about that. And it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. We have some good people. I like AOC and Bernie have been going on a tear. That's good. We're gonna talk more about AOC later on the show. Jon Stewart's doing a good job. John Oliver, we have a few people, but it's gonna be tough. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?